Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a power steering leak repair on this 2003 Chevy 1500. Crescent wrench, a hammer, and some needle nose to get your pins out. Usually it starts making a grinding noise whenever you turn and whatnot. So obviously check your level. If it gets low very fast, then you obviously have a leak somewhere. See if there's anything squirting out anywhere up here. But usually it leaks on the bottom seal. Two seals, your snap ring and your washer. And obviously you got instructions with it. We're doing the bottom seals here. What a lot of people do is they just take this whole gearbox here out, and there's 3 bolts on this side of the frame. There's 3 bolts that hold it on, so you can just pull those 3 bolts out. Right there's one, and then you also have 2 power steering lines, and then 1 bolt here to take your steering shaft off. And then it actually just, the whole thing just comes out, which you got to take the, right here on the bottom, you're going to have to take your Pitman arm off. And this is what it looks like right here. It's all oily down here from the leak. Right here's your Pitman arm. And basically, this here just goes up here onto the shaft. Inside here are the seals that I'm going to change, because this is where it leaks. And I'm actually just going to try and do it while it's still on the truck, because I don't really want to take the hoses and the steering off. And all I have to do is pull those seals out and then put the new seals back in. So it's probably about the same amount of work either way. What I've taken off down here is I obviously took this Pitman arm off, which is 1 bolt there. And then on the other side, on the passenger side, there's another one right here that you gotta take off. I pulled the Pitman arm off. I just took the hammer and kind of hammered it down to release it. And then there was 1 rubber seal in here that I just pulled off with a flat screwdriver. That just slides up all the way in there until it stops, obviously. And so I just pull that thing down with a screwdriver. And a lot of times you're not going to get a new one like this if you just get the seal kit, because I mean, this is not really, I mean, it is a seal, but it's not part of the seal kit usually. Now there's 2 more seals inside of there. What I'm going to do is take a thin and long screw and just put a screw in there and just screw it into the seal and try and pull it out. That's usually what people do. Or you can drill a hole and then stick your pick inside the hole of the seal and pull it out like that. The screw gun is in position. I just took like a 3-inch screw and I literally just screwed it right into the seal. Then there's a washer and another seal on top of this one, so you don't really have to worry about damaging anything, because you're going to pull those out as well. So I actually just kept on turning it, and then while you keep turning the screw, it'll pull your seal right down out of it. So I'm just gonna keep turning it a little bit, and it should come straight out. Yeah, I mean, it's basically out right now. So, and it's obviously on my screw gun. Okay, so I got the first seal out, and right after the first seal, there's a snap ring that you got to pull out, and so you're gonna have to have a puller for that, a special tool for it. I actually just went like this in order to get it out, because I wasn't able to get to it very good with the pliers there that come with it. So I just went like this, and that's how I got it out. So yeah, that's basically what you're gonna need if you're gonna do it without taking the steering box out. Is you're gonna need one of these right here, and then just use a normal needle nose to go in there and get it out. Just pull it together with this thing, and then just pry it back this way, and then it'll force the ring towards the shaft, and then you can just pull it out, kind of. So I got it out like halfway, so I'm just gonna pull it out the rest of the way with you can either use a needle nose or a pick or whatever you want to use. And now I got 1 more seal above there and a washer. First there's a washer actually. So a lot of people usually use a magnet to get up in there and get it out. Now there's the second seal. It looks kind of like a white washer, but it's actually part of the seal. So this is the final seal right here. So there was the first seal we pulled out, then we pulled out the pin, or like the snap ring, and then we pulled out the metal washer, and now we're pulling out this final seal. So just be aware that this is the final seal. As soon as you take it out, the rest of the fluid that's in there is gonna drip down. I just screwed this in like a little bit. I didn't screw it in very far because that way you don't damage anything above this, since this is the final seal. I just screwed it in a little bit and then I pulled on it with my needle nose and it just comes down. So right here is where it looks like that's actually a bearing up in there. That's also a reason why you don't want to run your screw in further than you have to, because you don't want to hit that bearing. So the way we're going to put them in is this thing goes in first. Like, we got it all pulled apart now. This thing goes in first, and then the metal washer is going to go in next, and then this thing's going to go in last. I'll show you which ways to put them in. Well, actually, this thing's going to go in after the metal washer, and then this thing's going to go in last. White part stays on the bottom, the black part goes up. Or the black part goes in, rubber part goes in first, the white part goes in last. Make sure they're clean. You don't want any dirt on them. You want to try and keep it kind of even. You obviously don't want to ruin it while you're putting it on or break it or anything, but yeah. I'm just going to push it up all the way. The screwdriver, not put too extreme pressure on it. Put the washer in next. I put the first seal in, then put the washer in, and then I put a lot more pressure on the washer as far as pushing it in, because I know I'm not going to break the washer or anything. And then I also just put this rag over a pick of mine. You can put it over a pick or a flat screwdriver and just go in there to clean it out, which you obviously want to do before you put any of the seals back in, but just thought I'd give you this quick tip on cleaning it. And now we're just putting in the snap ring next. Okay guys, so now I'm ready to put this snap ring in, and I'm doing it from underneath the truck, so yeah, it's a little harder than if you to get it in than if you have the steering box out, obviously. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need these snap ring pliers. I got like a bunch of different ones just because I wasn't sure which one I was gonna be able to get in there with. So I actually just used these blue channel lock ones, which these are the best ones anyway, but I was able to get it up in there inside the hole, and then I wasn't able to get it completely up in to snap in, but I just got it up in the hole, and then I used this long screwdriver and a hammer to push it on all the way in until it locked in. I already got the new one up in there, as you can kind of tell when it locks into the side there, because it's gonna, the snap ring part of, like half of the snap ring is gonna disappear because it's gonna go into the groove there. So yeah, and then now I'm just gonna put in the next seal. So after the snap ring, we're putting in this lower seal, which goes in right after the snap ring. The flat part goes in first. So I'm just gonna come under here and basically just slide it in there. And then you want to try and keep all the dirt off of it that you possibly can. Just push it in like that, and then I'll just use a flat screwdriver again to push it in all the way. Yeah, just go all the way around and make sure that it's completely seated up in there. Push it up in there, and yeah, it stays. And then obviously your Pitman arm goes over that. Just make sure your tires are straight, and then come inside your truck and make sure that your steering wheel is straight as well before you put the Pitman arm back on. Because if you put that arm back on and your steering wheel is not lined up, because obviously, you know, I can do this, it's not even hooked up to anything. If your steering wheel's like this and you put the Pitman arm back on, then that's how you're going to be driving down the road. So just make sure your steering wheel's straight. I got everything put back together. Put the seals in, put the Pitman arm back on, and you want to make sure your threads line up, or like the splines lined up, and then you just put your lock washer and nut back on. And then obviously you tighten this bolt back up and put a new pin in there. And then you want to make sure that you twist it around somehow so that it doesn't hit anything else while it's moving back and forth. So on this side, I also tightened up the nut here on the passenger side, and I was having a problem with I think there was something on the bolt that was making that my nut wouldn't turn on it. There was something on it. So anyway, the bolt would turn while I was trying to tighten it up so it wouldn't get any tighter. So you can take a hammer and hammer it up a little bit. And then you can put one of these C-clamps or something in there to pull it together. That way it'll keep the bolt from turning because it puts pressure on the bolt. And then you can tighten up your nut. But sometimes if the bolt turns like that, it means that your joint here is bad. But I know this one's still pretty good. So anyway, that's just what I did. And then I'll just take this thing back off and twist. I mean, I thought it wasn't too bad of a job as far as doing it from underneath the truck here. It's a little bit more of a pain because you got to climb under here and do it. But I mean, that way you don't have to take the steering box out. But yeah, I'd say it's about the same amount of work either way. I'd say it's maybe a little bit faster from doing it under the truck because you don't have to take all that other stuff apart. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I hope it helped you out. At least it should give you a good idea of what you need to do to change those seals. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and like and subscribe.